Hey guys, it's Gill, your trusted advisor. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you a principle that I wrote about in a recent newsletter. I'll put the link in the comments, go look it up, but it's called You're Not Alone. And what do I mean by that? Well, sometimes entrepreneurship, starting your small business, working on your project, being a creator, whatever it is that you're looking to do, it feels awfully lonely and you feel isolated. And it's kind of interesting. I read a book several years ago by Malcolm Gladwell. You may have heard of Malcolm Gladwell, called Outliers. And in Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell sought to teach the story of success. Like, we think people get successful based on certain factors, but he was here to show like it's maybe not what you think, why some people are more successful than others. And he looked at one particular community. These were some Italian immigrants. And they were in a town called Roseto. They had immigrated from Italy and to here in the United States, a part of Pennsylvania, which they named Roseto. And those particular immigrants had like a really low instance of heart disease, while the surrounding communities and the country in general was like epidemic levels, right? So what was it? Was it their Mediterranean diet? Was it that they just exercised more? Or you can read the book yourself, but as it was discovered, spoiler alert, it was community. It was the fact that they lived in tightly knit communities. And so I believe that's a really important need for each human, particularly creators and entrepreneurs and business people. Like, you just can't be alone. If you're isolated and you're alone, you feel like you're going through it alone. You feel like you're the only one facing that difficulty. You feel like you're falling down, when in fact, there are other people just like you in a similar industry, or maybe even in your own industry, that are going through the same issues that you are. So how are you going to connect with those people? Well, I want to tell you that that's definitely one of the things that you need to do, because we're still sort of in a pandemic environment, although we're coming out of it. But wherever we are on that spectrum, whatever your feeling is about that, the pandemic really forced a bunch of us to self-isolate, right? And so we're isolated. Now we're trying to get back into community. But we really need community, because community is one of the great drivers of success. Community will drive your success. And so, how can you do that? Well, one way to do it is to make some meaningful connections, right? And although sometimes being online, I get it, can feel isolating in and of itself. If you're a business owner, online is it's really not an option for you. It's like you've got to reach people where they are if you're in business. And so if you're going to go online and reach people where they are in business, the best way to do it is to get involved in community. So how can you do that? Well, the first thing you've got to do is, whatever business you're in, I'm not sure what line of business you are, or what kind of art you're creating, or what you're launching, or what your projects are. But number one is you've got to go find your community. Believe me, there is a community for everyone. If you're into art, there is a community online for people who's into art, and art of all kinds, Middle Eastern art, European art, African art, abstract art, contemporary art, classical, whatever. You can go and you can find your community. If you're a business person, there are a zillion business communities that you can plug into. Whatever it is, you've got to go online to find your community. First, go find them, right? And then the second thing you've got to do, you've got to engage. You got to engage with them. Engage. Say hi. Say, this is what I do. This is what I'm facing. Respond to what's going on in the conversation, right? Join in the conversation in that community and learn from it, but also contribute. You've got something to share. You've got a point of view. You've got some experiences. Let's hear it. Engage with us. Come join us and tell us what you've been going through. I want to know. When I hear from you, it makes me stronger, right? And so you've got to engage. So if you are going to engage, how would you do it? Well, I have 3 suggestions here, right? One of the best ways you can engage is one big word called help. Get in there and start helping people. Some people engage by asking and taking. It's like, oh, what can you do for me? What can you show me? How can you help me? How can you build me up, right? And so there's this, feeling of like you're always taking, but help. You've got something to share. So 3 ways that you can help is to, 1, educate your audience. What can you teach me? What do you know that I don't know, that I would love to know, that would help my business or help my situation or help my art? You know, maybe you figured out a new way of doing plaster of Paris or something, right? And you've been using that and it's awesome and the art community would love to know. Well, tell us. Share that with us. Educate us. That is a great way to build thought leadership and a following, is when you can educate people. It's sort of like what I'm trying to do on this channel here, right? I'm educating, I'm helping, I'm sharing ideas, tips, strategies. People just love that, right? So you're gonna educate. Another thing you could do is inspire. Inspire us. Tell us your story. What's a win? What worked for you? How did you overcome? What did you go through? What's your win story, right? You started at 0, but now you're at X, right? Or you went through a valley or a journey and you got to the end goal. Share that with us, man. People want to be educated. We want to be also inspired and also entertain us, right? Famous rock song by, that had that refrain, entertain us, right? Look, people want to be entertained. The world is rough. The world has its issues and stresses and all kinds of things going on. You could bring a little humor to the conversation. Bring a little levity. Bring a little bit of your personality to the conversation. We want to hear from you. Entertain us. Tell us something funny. Break the ice. You know, sometimes what goes wrong in some of these communities, whether in person, whether you're at a networking event in person, or you're online and you're doing it, you meet them right away and they just immediately start selling you. Well, okay, here's my business card and here's my business and here's what I do and here's how I can help you. And like, whoa, easy. Maybe, yeah, we could get to that. Maybe it's even a business networking event, and yeah, whether we're networking in person or online, we'll get to that. But hey, can I get to know you a little bit? Tell me something about yourself, you know? Let's have a conversation. Tell me something entertaining or funny or neat, something about you, something to inspire me, something to educate me. Remember, the average person always has that famous FM station tuned in, and it's WIFM. What's in it for me? So just think about the other person when you're networking and do these things. Find your community, whether offline or online, engage with them and help. Your engagement should be helpful. And you can help in these 3 ways: educate, inspire, or entertain. I'm Wayne, your trusted advisor. Please subscribe to the channel. Give us a like on this video. Also share it and drop your comments or ask questions. I'd love to answer your questions. God bless. See you on the next video.